instant notifications when there's incidents. It just gives me peace of mind that when there is something, I can see it straight away and then know if I need to follow up or if the team has it under control. And the team's really diligent at being able to report that. Hi, I'm Ed Chapman, the CEO at Royal Auckland Grange Golf Club. My journey here has been quite global. From the UK originally, spent a few years in Dubai, a bunch of years in Hong Kong, and then ended up down here. The club, we're one of the 64 royal clubs in the world, one of 2 in New Zealand, and got a staff of about 60 with 2,000 members. Yeah, really exciting start to having Obbi coming into the club. It's something I'd looked at for quite a while before we then took the dive to bring it on. Any new thing that you bring into the club always takes a bit of time to get the buy-in with the staff. And there's always going to be the early adopters and the ones you have to coax into it. And having support of the team there with the onboarding, with Marta, to help with getting everything uploaded and help show people how it works and walk them through to show them, hey, here's how you'd use it, here's some key features for you. Kind of just help with me, rather than me trying to explain it. Having someone there who knows the system intimately was really helpful. And over time, we've just made sure we had a few champions in our teams to really push the use and adoption of it, and that was really critical for us. Yeah, so we're probably just coming up to about 18 months now since we first implemented Obbi. And it's since then, I mean, for me personally, having instant notifications when there's incidents, it just gives me peace of mind that when there is something, I can see it straight away and then know if I need to follow up or if the team has it under control. And the team's really diligent at being able to report that. It makes it easy for them, rather than they need to go, from wherever the incident's happened, they've got to come into the office, get a bit of paper out of a filing cabinet, fill it out, and then leave it on a desk somewhere, and then maybe it gets to me, which is how it used to be. That's something that's certainly really improved. We use it for our reporting. One of our board members, his company he runs is a marine salvage company. So you can imagine for him, health and safety is always top of his mind. So having a platform there, we can show him how we have reporting, where incidents reported, what safety actions we're taking, have risk assessments in there as well. Really helps give the board and myself peace of mind around what we're doing, what our processes are, and we're continually able to refine those as well. So overall, the staff's found it pretty intuitive. I think the thing that's helped has been the continual evolution of improvements and changes. I think any software is complex behind the scenes as Obbi is going to be difficult to have everything in the app, and that certainly was feedback from our staff, was being able to use the app and the functionality of that. So the improvements that's been made there has really helped the team get behind it and take on a lot more adoption, as well as them. And it's down to us to actively praise and reward them for using it in the way we want them to use it as well. I think it's them seeing that there's a benefit to their own work practices by making sure things that are like checklists being done for the front of house and the golf team, for our facilities maintenance supervisor, for him to better have a nice easy place where he's got list of jobs to do. I can see if they're being done or not. That certainly helped him organise his tasks to keep the club in the best condition possible. Yeah, I think I prefer digital. I think it's easier because I want to find something. I just want to go in and search for it and it pop up, rather than sift through a mountain of paper, which we all hope nothing bad happens at our clubs. The reality is it's when, not if. So when it does happen, for me, being able to find all the documentation and evidence that we've done the right things, there's that side of it which I think's invaluable at the time that you'll need it, and given the staff accountability that you're not having to constantly worry about whether they're completing their standards, whether that's through checklists. If you've got maintenance people who are doing tasks, do you really want Or do they want you on their back every day wondering if stuff's being done? Well, no. From my point of view, it's the peace of mind being able to have one place that I can see everything and make sure everything's being done without having to spend time chasing up people. Or if it's things like first aid certificates, tagging testing on our electrical equipment, it just pops up with a reminder it needs doing, rather than going through a paper file once a month to see what you've missed. So I think if you care about your club and governance is something that matters to your board, then to me it's a no-brainer to adopt a system like Obbi. And of all the ones I looked at, there was nothing simpler from a platform point of view to learn than the other ones on the system, which on the market, which more resemble something you need a PhD to work. So to me, this is definitely the easy choice for the team. Yeah, change management is certainly a big challenge. I was actually at a really good talk recently by someone who kind of explained the whole change curve in a really unique way that I thought was very interesting. And his advice was, get people to the bottom of the change curve as quickly as possible. Because the first step is anger and denial, then it's depression, before you then have the upward curve. And his advice was, get them to depression as quickly as possible, get them past anger and denial, because that's, you're at the bottom before you can bring them up. I thought, which is a really interesting way of actually being able to have a way of thinking about managing change. And for me, when it comes to adopting, especially software or anything new or modern, you just got to pick who in each department loves change and loves tech. Well, they're the champions that you can use. It won't work if it's only you trying to champion it. You need people in each department who are going to sing the praises for it and get everybody using it. And that might not be the head of that department. In fact, in certain areas, it definitely won't be. So it's then who there does that person trust that you can get to for them to champion it and show how it's actually really useful in that department, rather than listening to me because I'm not the expert in their department, but this other person may well have their respect more than